edition of New on the Internet, the live stream from Bad Acts Biz Club, where I round up all of the new updates, features, news, and hot gossip from around the internet and our favorite social media platforms. If you are watching this replay and you want to make sure that you're here live for the next edition of New on the Internet, make sure that you join Bad Acts Biz Club. There will be a link for you. If you're watching the replay in Biz Club, make sure that you're signed up for the notifications for new events as they come up. Let's jump right in. There have been a lot of things that have happened over the summer in general, but in the last month, a lot of the platforms have offered interesting new features. Starting with Instagram, House of Instagram did a big event, a virtual event, where they discussed kind of like the future of Instagram and what it is supposed to be as a platform. This was no surprise, highlighting a lot of the features of Instagram that kind of bridge between Instagram and the Metaverse, which we know Meta is Facebook. Meta is the company that owns Instagram and Facebook, and the third kind of platform space that they're building out is a Web3 technology called the Metaverse. So having Instagram be a bridge into the Metaverse makes a ton of sense to me. Web3 technologies rely heavily on AI and machine learning and virtual reality. That's kind of the Web3 space. And it's not just a hard stop of like, there's no more Web 2, now we're in Web 3. It's a transition period, it's an integration, and it's kind of a back to what the internet was supposed to be. But before we go on a Web 3 rant, let's talk about the numbers, because I'm a nerd. According to Instagram, there are now more than 1 million AR filters in the Meta platform in general. And 82% of users on Instagram have already interacted with a filter in the past year. That's Web3. That's the Metaverse. AR technologies, adding a filter to your videos, anything like that, or even viewing or engaging content that has a filter, that's the Metaverse. So to me, when we think about how many filters are on Instagram and how much AI, machine learning, and VR technologies there are, it makes a ton of sense that Instagram did kind of a big woohoo pep up announcement about Instagram and the Metaverse. Like, that's not surprising to me. Mosseri did his monthly hidden gems post. I guess I don't know if they're monthly or recurring, but Mosseri is the director of Instagram, and every month does a couple different posts or ask me anythings or announcements on Instagram itself in the form of live streams or videos. And this month shared hidden gems that were about post and story archives. So this isn't necessarily a new feature, but it's something that he highlighted as an important feature. I love using the stories archive for my own brand. Sometimes I want to go back into a story post that maybe expired or something like that, and I want to post it to a highlight or review some information from it or look back at what I even said. So the stories archive is really, really nice. They're easy to navigate to. You can look up how to find them online. It's pretty quick. You just go into your settings and then you'll see archive, or stories archive is separately listed depending on what type of profile you have, whether it's a personal, creator, or business account. Moving on to Facebook, got my notes here. The big announcement that I'm most excited about from Facebook is that there's a lot of transparency going on right now about how content is distributed. Most of you will know the content distribution methodology by the evil A name that everybody's so panicked about. This is the algorithm. So recently, Facebook, in the past month, announced a 3-part series called The Creator's Guide to Getting Your Content Seen on Facebook. And this series offers a lot of transparency about how distribution works, I guess, currently, and what creators can do to use Instagram as a tool for their brand. So there's 4 things that the first part of this series discussed. So these are the 4 things that Instagram share sorry, Facebook. Have I been saying Instagram this whole time? We're talking about Facebook. Facebook has a 3-part guide for the creators, guide to how to get your stuff seen on Facebook. The algorithm for Facebook content distribution asks essentially these 4 questions. What content has been posted? This is the first part. What posts are available from friends, other creators, and pages that we can show? So that's the first in the distribution process. Who might like this content? And this is, I'm quoting directly from their guide here. We consider a multitude of signals, such as who posted the content, when it was posted, what the topic was, and past user behavior, among other things. 3, how likely are people to engage with the post? We try to predict how likely a given person is to engage with the post and find it meaningful. Make a variety of these predictions for each piece of content. Predictive machine learning. And 4, how interested will the audience be in this post? Based on all of that data we have gathered on the post, which pieces of content should get priority? So that is what goes into the mathematical process of the algorithm deciding how to distribute your content. I'm interested to read the rest of the creator guide for getting your content seen on Facebook, just because I'm curious if they're going to go into the differences between posting as a person, a page, a business, a verified account, because we see that those things are weighted differently and they get distributed differently. Last year, Facebook deprioritized business content in a big way, making sure that relationships with people was the foremost content priority on the platform, because that's why people go there, to connect with each other versus with a business or a brand. And a lot of business owners were very upset, and that was very frustrating to people who had a Facebook centric social strategy. So I'm curious to see if this guide is going to enlighten us at all about what is going on with the different types of platforms that you can have. Facebook also launched additional certification programs. Now, this was a big deal 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, when I was in San Francisco at CMX. Meta was there. There were quite a few different Meta staff members that were there sharing about the exciting launch of the Certified Community Manager program, which is offered through Meta. So you get a certification, there's a test and some coursework that you do. It's free to complete. I haven't done it yet because I want to see what the content is first. I want to kind of hear from a couple people who have done it. And I know some folks who've taken it, so I'm waiting to hear feedback on them. But it's interesting because then you get a certification that you can put on your resume, on your LinkedIn, on your Facebook profile as a certified community manager. Now, Meta offers several of those. There's social media managers, there's other marketing manager kind of certification programs through Meta. Digital marketer was one. I don't know if they still have it. That was an older one. But they've launched and kind of revamped a lot of their certification programs, which to me is indication that they believe themselves to be the authority on who is good at being a digital marketer or not, or a community builder. So they view themselves as that authority, and B, they want to continue to be viewed as the authority. They want that certification to be across industries viewed as valuable. And that kind of starts with the method that I think they're taking. Is it really starts with pushing it towards the individuals who would be taking the certification. So individuals taking it see the value in it and tout it. Employers then follow and are like, okay, yes, I guess this is important. Most people in HR aren't going to be super well versed in community building, social marketing, digital marketing, things like that. So they see a certification from a brand they know that the potential employee is putting out there as a star piece, a cornerstone of their resume. They're going to assume it's important. especially with a recognizable brand like Meta. So I'm interested in seeing what else they do with their certification courses. If you've taken one of the certification programs, drop me a comment. I want to hear about it. Next up, LinkedIn. Like the last few months, if you've tuned into these in the past, LinkedIn is continuing to do events and live streams and kind of focus in that area as well as creator accounts. The big updates that happened over the past month, events got a whole redesign within LinkedIn, which to me, I'm like, about time. It was clunky at best before, still not perfect, but I'm curious to see how the redesign is going to be integrated into people's content feeds. Because previously, I found it really jarring and difficult to use LinkedIn events to promote something that was happening off of LinkedIn. Um, Creating a live stream or an event within LinkedIn was all right and it was fine, but to really make it obvious that this was happening offsite or somewhere else, I found it difficult. And then sharing the content out, I thought it was ugly. That's maybe a little bit of syntax and like cosmetic and aesthetic complaints, but when you're sharing an article, I think the preview mode and the way that the article header goes in for LinkedIn it's pretty streamlined and nice. I mean, previously sharing events, I thought the way the event previewed was almost unreadable on desktop and definitely super ugly on mobile. So I'm interested to see how the events redesign and sharing it into your feed looks. Hand raising during live streams. I didn't realize that this wasn't a feature on LinkedIn. I have actually never attended a solely hosted on LinkedIn live stream. I've done some that are simulcast across a couple different platforms, like participated in. I guess I just did not notice that you couldn't raise your hand during a LinkedIn live stream until this past month. That seems bananas to me. Like that seems like a feature that should have already been there. But that's great that it's there now. That's definitely going to make the live streaming functionality more useful and logical. The final one that I want to talk about for LinkedIn is mention notification. This is another one that I recently noticed was functioning. Um, I assumed, it just shows you how new I am to LinkedIn. I assumed that when you mentioned somebody in an article or a newsletter, like a company or a member, I assumed that they got pinged, that they got a notification like, oh, this brand mentioned you in an article, or oh, Carolyn tagged you in an article. Because like I get notified when it's a post, right? When somebody tags me in a post or my brand in a post, I get notified. I did not realize that that was not happening in articles, and I accidentally discovered that this was a new feature earlier this month when all of a sudden, and I was posting, for one of my clients, I was posting frequently articles that tagged companies and users, and I just assumed that they were getting notified and not responding or not seeing it or not sharing the content or whatever. But then all of a sudden, when this feature rolled out, I was still continuing to tag people. People started replying and responding. And I was like, oh, this is great. Maybe I'm just finally getting traction for this client. Like, no, that wasn't a feature before, and now it is. So a little anecdotal excitement for me that like that's going to work really, really well for everybody, I think. It's silly that again, that's another thing that I'm like, you weren't getting notified. I feel bad about my lack of knowledge about LinkedIn. Sometimes I'm like, oh no, this wasn't a feature until just now. So feel a little bit better about my knowledge, but also kind of like, wait, why? TikTok. Users can now downvote comments as irrelevant or inappropriate on TikTok. Ooh. So this, as a community builder and social marketer and somebody who wants to always like vibe check what's happening in a comment section, I'm really intrigued by this. Like the ability downvote comments that are like bad. I want to see how like big platform users in TikTok, people who have really large followings, I want to see how they use this, or how their rather like how their fans mobilize with this. Because I mean, like, we've all seen, a video that is very popular, like has a big following, and then somebody leaves a mean comment, and then people just roast that person, or just go crazy on them, piling it on of like, you're wrong or whatever. I'm curious to see how this, in a good or bad way, regulates within communities that have, or within content creators that have large following communities. I want to see what is different between downvoting versus reporting. So like, if you are downvoting a comment as inappropriate versus reporting, like, what's going to be the internet etiquette around that? Like, what warrants an inappropriate downvote versus a flag reporting this as inappropriate content? I I'm curious. I love the like little nuances of the ways that we interact online, and how that's built whole different social rule sets. So I'm curious, with this new feature on TikTok, I think it's going to develop a bunch of more social rule sets, or nobody will use it. I don't think that's likely. I think this is something that people are going to be excited about. Um, the other big announcement: video description character limit on TikTok has now increased to 2,200. This is good and bad news, I think. I think it is a bit of a stray from what the platform um, developed its initial like love and attraction for users. People, I think, enjoyed that it was video only, and like text was super limited. And the focus is the content, right? Not the write up, not the caption. The caption can enhance the existence of the content, but it's so constrained. So now that it's 2,200 characters, which is pretty enormous, I'm curious to see, does that shift people's creation style? Does that change how content makers consider their captions on TikTok? I mean, if nothing else, like, that is going to create a whole new SEO game for what TikTok does. So search engine optimization, whether that search engine is external or internal facing, like within the platform. I'm curious. Also, like, what it's going to do for the For You page for the recommended content, because there's going to be a lot more characters for TikTok bots to like go through now. So will content get even more specific? People already laugh about TikTok being a mind reading platform with its really, really sophisticated algorithm and content suggestion processes. So this video description character increase, I think, is only going to improve that, uh, regardless of if it's widely adopted as common practice to have long format captions on TikTok. I'm curious. I'm curious to see like how much more terrifyingly accurate the For You page can get. TikTok also released a new feature called TikTok Now. It's a Be Real clone. So Be Real is a new platform that developed. It's been around for, I mean, several months, and like almost 6 months, I believe. It launched, I mean, kind of like got traction at the beginning of the summer. But Be Real is a social platform where once per day you have like a 3-minute window that you can post a picture, and it's like a front facing picture with a back facing picture overlaid. So it's like, what are you doing right now? So you hold up your phone, you take your picture of what is exactly happening. And it's supposed to be a return to authenticity. There's no filters, there's no editing. You just do it once a day whenever you get the prompt. And if you don't do it then you don't post that day. So it has gained popularity. It's very different than other platforms, but of course, TikTok wants to be the boss. So they have released a feature called TikTok Now, where it's a real-time post similar to, I mean, it's Be Real inside TikTok. Just like how Instagram cannibalized Snapchat for stories, we always see this. We always see features get eaten up by other platforms. So, not surprised. I will say I am a tiny bit surprised it wasn't Instagram first. Um, but I mean, I'm waiting. I'm sure they'll have some feature. Maybe I missed that. Maybe they did do that first, and I just haven't gotten the update. Um, I don't know. Tell me, does Instagram have a Be Real cannibalization feature yet? I haven't seen it, and I haven't seen updates about it. So if they're testing it out, it's super sneaky and secretive right now. But TikTok is pretty blatant about it. They've been tweeting about their TikTok Now feature, and it's a kind of in your face moment for Be Real. Um, Curious to see what that does. I think Be Real will probably, I mean, there's always two options, right? They will go quietly into the sunset like Vine, rest in peace. Um, or they will push back and try to keep their ground that they've developed. They really pioneered into the time limited, authentic type posting. So I'm curious to see what happens. The drama, right? The gossip. Okay, so I think the theme for September is features that Carolyn thought existed and was shocked to find out that they didn't. Twitter has a new feature that I did like a triple take when I was reading about it. I don't use Twitter a ton for my own business. I use it sometimes for clients, for people I manage, and I use it for research purposes for like share of voice or sentiment analysis, right, for clients to see what people are tweeting about them, different things like that. I did not know that Twitter didn't have an edit tweet feature. I mean, maybe I knew it in the past, in the early days of Twitter when I was using it like as a college kid, but like I didn't remember that. And I was reading to prep for this live stream. I was reading about all these new features and that Twitter has the edit tweet feature. I was genuinely like, am I time traveling? Is this 2007? Like like what is happening? So yeah, no, that's a real thing. There's finally a feature to edit your tweets. I I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I knew that you could like delete tweets, but I did not know that you couldn't go back and retroactively correct a typo or completely change the context of something that you had tweeted so that you don't get indicted. I don't know. I did not know that that was a thing. So now I know, and now you know. If you are shocked, you're not alone. Another cool feature that Twitter released, this was released in July. So bad for me for missing that and not sharing it with you previously. You can co-tweet, you can collaboratively post on Twitter. I wanted to bring that up today because I think that's neat. I love collaborative content. I really love that Instagram released the like create collaborators function for posts. Will you stop? I have a very anxious dog here. I really like the collaborative nature of social media in general. And when you can give credit to people and share in an announcement or a post or creating content, I think that just makes the platforms more powerful and more rich, right? You can build deeper relationships. So I think that's awesome. Final platform, down to the wire on time here. We're going to go overtime today because I started late. YouTube has a new monetization program for shorts. So this is a quote from the YouTube bosses. Starting in early 2023, shorts focused creators can apply to the YouTube Partner Program, YPP, by meeting a threshold of 1,000 subscribers and 10 million shorts views over 90 days. These new partners will enjoy all the benefits our program offers, including the various ways to make money like ads on long format and fan funding. So this is a big deal because previously on YouTube, you could only monetize by having 1,000 followers and 4,000 watch hours. That was it. And shorts did not count towards your watch hours. So for most content creators, it's like, what is the point of shorts existing and us making them and them being prioritized within the platform if you can't use them towards your monetization? I should add that any short that has a watermark from another social platform, so TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. I mean, I think you can download Snapchat videos, um, but any short that includes those watermarks is exempt from this. You cannot use that towards your watch hours. You can absolutely use the same video, but it can't be downloaded off of another platform. So if you are wanting to use this methodology to build your brand and develop some income from YouTube ads and you want to use shorts, you will have to create the video that you want to share as a YouTube short off of your major apps. So this is why, one of the reasons why I really encourage people to, if you are editing your content for Instagram or TikTok or YouTube Shorts, to do it on a third-party app. I know it makes it harder for timing and music and things like that, but CapCut integrates with TikTok now. You can pull your favorite and trending audios into your CapCut account using the TikTok connection, which is great, but it allows you to create stuff that you then control the resolution of, you control the variations of, you have way more editing power when you do it in a third-party app. This is my soapbox. This really isn't super important for new on the internet, but we can talk about that another time. I'm still floored that half of these features are new. Tell me in a comment which feature being new surprised you the most. And as always, like we have this fun tradition of every month I go live for new on the internet and then immediately afterwards see another new feature. Make sure that you're checking out the article that includes the recap of this live stream on Bad X Biz Club, because I will share what new feature I find immediately afterwards. It has happened every single month. Despite my research, I always find something new, or something new gets announced right after I go live. So you're definitely going to want to check out the article that I post in Biz Club. Thank you all for being here, for watching. If you want to tune in live next time, you definitely have to be a part of Biz Club, and you want to do that. It's free. It's fun. That's it. Happy Wednesday. Have a good rest of your week. And until next time, stay badass.